Okay, you're good.
We're recording? Thank you. Oh, we didn't?
You're good, Mike.
Okay. Okay, it's 10:37. I'll call the meeting of the public safety to order. Becky, would you do roll, please?
I sure will. Mike Copine,
Here.
Keen Hudson,
Present.
Katie White, Mike Pearson,
Here.
and Kevin Lally.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, if everybody would, if you'd silence or turn your cell phones off so we don't have any interruptions, I would appreciate it. I don't see anybody from the public. We got all officials there. Okay. Everybody have a chance to read the minutes from last month's meeting. Are there any corrections, additions, subtractions, or anything? If not, they'll stand approved as submitted. Animal control is not here. Amy is here.
Good morning.
Amy, good morning.
I just have a brief update on our Tyler data conversion for you. Our project manager is currently working with IT to get data over to Tyler. So Tyler representatives will be in person here next week to work with our subject matter experts in the circuit clerk's office, the public defender's office, and the state's attorney's office to go back and forth between the two systems and identify any issues with the data to resolve some problems before we do another big data push. So that's where we're at. Any questions?
I don't think so, as long as it's moving along smooth.
Moving along
Sounds
good.
good.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions for Amy? Okay, thanks, Amy. Appreciate it.
you.
I have nothing under the coroner, judges, or public defender, emergency management. Seth, you're on.
I just thought I would share some what I think are fascinating stats. Hopefully you find them at least interesting. Through the National Weather Service, we have officially had 119 tornado reports in the state of Illinois, which and typically we see only 50 tornadoes on an annual basis. So, everybody's discussing about how, active the severe weather season's been. And these are some pretty eye-opening statistics. And, peak tornado season is usually May and June, and, we're just now into May and June. We're more than double the next state, which is Mississippi with 53, although they had an outbreak last week, so it might be quite a bit higher than that now, but the statistics didn't reveal that yet. And then for severe weather reports, including wind, hail, flash flooding, there's been over 300 through the National Weather Service. We usually only see about 4 days a year, or 4 days in this time frame with reports. We've already seen 11. So that's pretty crazy. But I will point out that Lee County has actually been pretty lucky in all of this, all things considered. Obviously that victims of the tornado in April would probably say otherwise, but we've had just 11 situations where warnings, whether it be a severe thunderstorm or tornado warning, have been issued. And then, why the increase? The weather folks say that, predominantly that jet stream is in the southern plains in this time of year, but it's set up through the Midwest, and then coupled with just an active weather pattern in general. But something else to consider is our technology in reporting and recording these storms is greatly increasing, as well as a huge increase in people chasing storms and making a living, or at least a side business off of chasing storms and reporting them. So, it's kind of a perfect storm, pun intended, with, a more active weather pattern plus just an exponential amount more of people chasing these storms and documenting them, and the technology is increasing for them to be able to do that. And then this is a trend we need to stop. This is our 3rd consecutive public safety meeting day with a severe weather threat. So we got to put a stop to that. Any questions about all of those
We didn't have this type of activity when Kevin was in your position.
Yeah, well, so we blame Kevin, right? For leaving, if had he not?
Any questions for Seth? Okay, thank you, Seth. Appreciate it. Kathy's not here. Stacy, Probation Department.
No update for this month.
You got a little slack time?
I wouldn't say it's slack time at all.
There is no such thing coming out of your office. You are always busy. Everybody's always busy.
Thanks to the law enforcement agencies and the state's attorney's office, we stay very busy.
Anybody have any questions from Stacy? Okay, thank you, Stacy. Appreciate it. Sheriff, you're on.
Nothing really other than my report. You know, Seth touched on the tornado at the beginning of April. We touched on it last Public Safety Committee meeting. As well as that was 2 days prior to the last Public Safety Committee meeting. We had the incident where we arrested the subject for aggravated discharge of a firearm and attempt first-degree murder over in the Compton area. Other than that, we're still kind of going through the cycle of hiring people and then training them and they move on. So we've got another telecommunicator is leaving us and going to Henry County. So we'll be hiring a telecommunicator there. We just hired another telecommunicator, but then once you hire them, you know, you gotta train them up. So it's a process. So we're fighting through the process.
The reports are available for your reading. They're interesting, as almost all of them are. There's no lack of activity in the sheriff's department, that's for sure. We appreciate what you do, what the men do.
And women.
Any questions for the sheriff? Okay, thank you, Sheriff. Appreciate it. Mr. Boonstra, State's Attorney's Office.
Thank you, sir. Still pushing through cases, still trying to manage the court docket. We are still down 2 attorneys. I've been doing interviews over the last couple of weeks for a couple prospects. One of them we did offer the job to, they declined. Another one I'm trying to work through with, and I had another interview on Friday, and hopefully that one will come to fruition as well. We did hire an administrative assistant. We were able to steal somebody from the Whiteside County State's Attorney's Office, Tammy Jones, who will be joining us May 20th. So happy to poach her. And hopefully we'll be able to report next month that we're full staff again. And I do not have a quarterly update for the unpaid fines. I think I did give one last month.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Charlie?
Just a statement. Thank you for not taking anybody from the circuit clerk's office. Sir?
Yet.
One feather in the hat for you, Charlie. Okay, thanks, Charlie. Appreciate it. Okay. Is he over there? He is over there. Mr. Jeremy, abandoned buildings.
Yeah, we did not have a meeting this month, but a couple updates. We have our facilities maintenance crews actively taking care of our properties that we did assume ownership of. Aldina School, or not Aldina School, but the Aldina Infirmary Nursing Home, as well as the Lee Center School. They are continuing to maintain those properties right now. Things are working smoothly. We will have to engage in some conversations regarding funding for the demolition of the Aldina Nursing Home in the near future. I'm trying to find some potential grant opportunities for that, but those are looking diminished right now. So we may be coming to the board for some funding that is on top of some of the ARPA funding that we had set aside for this. Again, ARPA doesn't exist anymore, but we did put money aside for abandoned buildings projects. So we may need a little bit more. So I'm going to be going out for probably an RFP, request for proposal, on the demo and cleanup of that site in the near future. So then we can understand what those costs are going to be. That's something that we'll have to have the discussion of here, then we'll take that to finance, and then that'll move on to the county board if funding is going to be needed for that. Other than that, we are going to be looking to wrap up our Strong Communities program this year. We have some excess funding still. We have been working with our local communities on trying to get them to utilize that funding. Amboy has been the only one that's been successfully able to do that other than Dixon. So right now we're in conversations with both, again, Amboy and Dixon that, essentially we have some funding available. I know Dixon has taken down 5 houses. So if we can't get something done in short order, we might work with this community of Dixon and being able to reimburse some of those funds through that program before we do not have the ability to use them. So that's all I have at this time. I know that we do have some things on the agenda for June, so we should have a meeting in June.
There's a new grant, and I didn't get a chance to read through all of it. I was going through everything yesterday. That just opened, and there's a capability of $750,000 dealing with stressed properties. I didn't find out whether it's restricted to residential property only, or if it's including residential and business properties. I don't know if that would help out or not.
Yeah, shoot it over to me. I'll have to take a look at it. I did not see that yesterday, but
But
It
it looked
could
pretty
be.
interesting. I thought it fell close to it, so I thought maybe you would have seen it, but
yeah, I mean, it might have came in one of the grant lists that come through, but I did not take a look at it yesterday.
okay, I just saw it.
Perfect.
So it just opened up, so it might be something we could tap into.
That'd be a great opportunity.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir, unless
Okay.
anybody has questions for me.
Does anybody have any questions regarding the dilapidated, fallen down properties of our county? Okay, thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it. Okay, Mr. Hudson, Northwest Illinois Criminal Justice Commission.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There was no meeting, and therefore our next meeting is scheduled for June.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Keen regarding the? Okay, I have nothing for unfinished business. I don't have anything slated for new business, and unless Charlie has something under executive session, I have nothing there either. Nothing? Okay. I entertain a motion for adjournment. So moved by Mr. Hudson, seconded by Mr. Lally. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Meeting adjourned. Thank